Good morning, children. In the last class, we learnt the properties of solid. I hope you have followed it. Today, let us learn the properties of liquids. Liquids have fixed volume but have no fixed shape. As in the last class, I have drawn a diagram of the arrangement of molecules in a liquid. In the last class, I explained with a diagram of the arrangement of molecules in a solid. You can see the difference. In solid, the molecules are arranged very closely, but here in the liquid, the molecules are arranged far from each other. That means they are less closely packed than in a solid. So this makes the properties of any liquid. Why? Because of the intermolecular space between each molecule in a liquid, it can flow. It can move from its place to some extent. That means it can flow for some extent. So it does not have any fixed shape. As it moves here and there, it changes its shape. And the intermolecular forces in liquids, the intermolecular force in a liquid is weaker than a solid. So it can flow from higher level to the lower level. So these two things makes the properties of a liquid. So the properties of liquid is different from the properties of solid. It is because of the arrangement of the molecules in it. So the intermolecular forces in liquids are weaker than in solids. Intermolecular space in liquids is greater than solid. So these two make them to flow. And solids, liquids can be easily compressed. It does not have any rigid shape. It moves from its place, so it does not have the rigid shape, fixed shape. So it changes its shape. The next property is on heating. Liquids first boils. In solid we learn that on heating solid melts and liquids boils. So liquids go to the boiling point, not the melting point. Already it is in the liquid form. It boils before it changes its state. Once it boils, then it goes to the other state, that is called vapor state. So after boiling, there is vaporization in liquid. Liquid boils, then changes into vapor. This process of conversion from one state to other state is called vaporization. And the temperature at which liquid starts its boiling is called boiling point. As I said it in solid, each liquid has its own boiling point. Pure water, when we say in chemistry, whenever you talk about pure water, that is H2O. H2O boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The tap water is not a pure water. that means a distilled water. Only hydrogen and oxygen molecules will be there. That boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So the boiling point of pure water is 100 degrees Celsius. And water in a room temperature is in a liquid state. It has fixed volume but does not have a definite shape. It can flow easily and it changes its shape from container to container. Whichever the container it takes, it is poured, it takes the shape of it. To show that, I have taken different shape of the container, but the volume of water which I have taken in this containers is same, 100 ml of water. But you can see this container has a different shape and this container has a different shape, and the water which contains in it takes the shape of the container, and the same amount of water which is poured in the bottle takes the shape of the bottle. It shows that liquid does not have its own shape. Liquid does not have its own shape. Liquids have no fixed shape, but it takes the shape of the container. And when you pour in it, the volume is same. Fixed volume is fixed, but shape is different. So today we learned the properties of liquids. Go through it in your book. It's in page number 12 and 13. I hope you have all bought your books and follow each line and try to understand all the properties. These are the basic points which one should know about states of matter. So different states of matter we discussed: liquids, solids and gas. We have learned the properties of two states of matter. In the next class, I will explain about the properties of gases. Then we will go to the next part of the lesson. So try to follow every line which is mentioned in your book. Try to understand and by heart some of the points which you have to learn. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. And in the last lesson we learned the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. These are the two things you should understand and learn: boiling point and freezing point. From solid it goes to the melting point, and from liquid it goes to the boiling point. So here we will stop. In the next class we will understand the properties of gases.